Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Braves baseball here today, July 28th, 1961. Got the St. Louis Cardinals traveling to Milwaukee to take on the Braves. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Cardinals. Juan Javier playing second base, leading off. Playing shortstop, Bill Ellis batting second. Batting third, playing first base, Bill White. Batting fourth, playing third base, Ken Boyer. Batting fifth, playing left field, Charlie James. Batting sixth, playing center field, Don Tuscott. Batting seventh, playing right field, Ed Olivares. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Jamie Schaefer. And on the mound, doing the pitching is Larry Jackson. Let's take a look at the Milwaukee Braves home team starting lineup here for today's game. Leading off, playing center field's Mac Jones. Batting second, playing second is Frank Bolin. Batting third, playing third is Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field, Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base, Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field, Frank Thomas. Batting seventh, doing the catching, Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Roy McMillan. Batting ninth, doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Bob Henley. Let's get down to the field here, folks, and get this game started in Milwaukee. Hey, Tim. Yeah, I hope so. And here's the first pitch to Javier, hitting 303 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Joe Adcock. He's going to take it himself, touch the bag for out number one. One up and one down here in the top of the first. Brings up Lillis now. Lillis is hitting 256 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Eddie's got that. Fires over the first for out number two. And that'll bring up Bill White. Bill was hitting 271 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Adcock's up with that one. Again, he calls off Bob this time. He'll take it. Touch the bag. 1, 2, 3 goes to Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the first. Cardinals nothing. Due up for the Braves, Jones, Bowling, and Matthews. Max hitting 268 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. Jones goes down on strikes, out number one. Here's Frank Bolin now. Frank's hitting 297 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Don's got that for out number two. That brings up Eddie. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Charlie James is out there, makes the catch, and the Braves go down in order. We go to the top of the second. It's 0-0. We got Boyer, James, and Tusky due up here for the Cards. Ken Boyer's batting 341 on the year. And that's going to be a nice hit here. He squares this one up, and he drives that ball into the gap in right field. Ken standing down at second with a leadoff double, folks. See if Bob can pitch around this. Brings up Charlie James. He's hitting 257 on the year with Ken in scoring position. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Matthew charges in. Boyer's going to make it down the third. So we got a one out, a runner on at third. And the Braves are going to play the infield back, folks. Not trying to give up a big inning here in the second. Don Tuscan's up now. He's hitting 315 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Nice job by Bob. He looks the runner back to third. Fires over the first. Now there's 2 outs with a runner down at third. And that brings up Alvarez. And he's making his first appearance of the year, folks, for the Cardinals. So see what happens here. And he squares this one up, folks. And that's going to be a single in the right field to drive in a run. Ed, 1 for 1 on the year with an RBI. Can't beat that. Retire now. The Cardinals is on the scoreboard now for Jim Schaefer. Runner down at first. 2 outs here. Jim's hitting .237 on the year. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Bob Henley let that one get away from him, folks. Now all of a sudden it's first and second and 2 outs. Sure. That brings up Larry Jackson. Larry's hitting 195 on the year. Yeah, 195. First and second, 2 outs now. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Hanks got that one in the inning, but the Cardinals score 1 on the base hit by Ed and take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second. And we got Aaron, Hancock, and Thomas due up here for the Braves. Hank's batting .304. And that's going to be a base on balls. Hank walks on down to first. Bring up Joe Adcock now. Nobody out. Joe's hitting .272 on the year. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And Hank will stop at second, folks. We got first and second, nobody out here. So the Braves making some noise here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Frank Thomas now. Again, nobody out. And he's hitting .237 on the year, folks. And that ball is driven into left field. That'll score Hank. And Joe Adcock will stop down at second, folks. So still first and second and nobody out. And the Braves have tied this game up. It's up to Joe Torre now to try to get the Braves ahead. Joe's hitting .248 on the year. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. He wants it. Infield fly rules in effect. Ellis down at short says he'll take charge of this. Makes the catch for out number 1. 1 down now. It's up to McMillan here to try to do something with Joe Adcock down at second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Ken Boyer comes in, scoops it up, but the base runners will advance. So it's second and third now with 2 outs. Let's see if Bob can help his own cause. Got 2 runners in scoring position. Henley's hitting .067 on the year. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's a swing and a miss to right 3. And the Braves strand 2, but do tie the game up. It's 1 apiece. Go to the top of the third. We're back to the top of the order here for the Cardinals. Javier, Lelis, and White due up here for the Cards. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to first. And that's going to be a base on balls. What you want to see here in the tie ball game. Brings up Mr. Lillis. See if the Braves can turn 2. He grounded out the third his first time up. He ain't going to ground out the third this time, folks. That's going to be a base hit in the right field. And Javier is going to motor on down the third. So just like that, the Cardinals are in business, folks. First and third, nobody out. Brings up Bill White. The Braves will play back for a double play, trying to hold this to just a 1-run inning. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Big strikeout by Bob. Braves needed that. 1 down now. Runners on first and third. Brings up Ken Boyer. Ken is 1 for 1 today with a double and scored. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first, I believe. That's a ground ball back to the mound. Bob looks the runner back to third. Fires it over to first to get an out. So now it's second and third and 2 outs now. Bob might be able to get out of this mess. Let's see. 1 more out to go here. You got James up with second and third. Javier down at third. Lillis down at second. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third. And that's not going to work. That's going to be a single over first. Both runners are going to score, folks. And the Cardinals take the lead. And it is 3-1. James with a big 2-out base hit. That'll bring up Tusky with James down at first and 2 out. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. And that ball is hit down the first. And Adcox will take it himself, but the Cardinals score 2 as we go to the bottom of the third and lead this game 3-1. We got the top of the order due up here for the Braves. Jones, Bolin, and Matthews. Here is the knife. Let's see what Matt can do. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. What the Cardinals want to see with a 2-run lead. Jones down at first for Frank Bolin. Frank flew out the center's first time up. And that's going to be hit in the right field. Ed's got that, and that's out number 1. Brings up the big boys there. See if Eddie Matthews can get something going here with a runner down at first. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Eddie. See if he can take advantage of this hitter's count, folks. And he pops this one straight up the chute. And Schaefer's going to make the catch behind home plate for out number 2. It's up to Henry Hank Aaron here. Do something with a runner down at first. He walked his first time up and scored. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. James has got that. The Braves strand the leadoff walk down at first, folks. We go to the top of the 4th. Cardinals 3, Braves 1. We got Overa, Schaefer, and Jackson due up the bottom part of the Cardinals lineup. Here's the pitch to Ed. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Matthews makes the call, makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Jim Schaefer now. Jim, he got hit by a pitch his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Frank Bolin's calling for it. Frank makes the catch near the mound for out number 2. That brings up Larry Jackson. Larry flew out the right his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And he drives that ball into right field for a base hit. Because we don't need no stinking DH, he says. So Larry down at first, back to the top of the order. 2 outs. Javier's 0 for 1. He grounded out and walked. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Bolin. And Frank's going to fire over to short for the easy out at second. And the Cardinals strand 1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We got Adcock, Thomas, and Torrey due up here for the Braves. Joe is 1 for 1. Singled his first time up. And that ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone, gone, gone. Home run, Joe Adcock. All they could do is watch out and leave the ballpark in right field, folks. Nice job by Joe Adcock. Makes it a 1-run game. Brings up Frank Thomas now. Frank's 1 for 1. He singled and drove in a run his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Ken Boyer. He fires across the diamond to get Frank. 1 out here in the 4th. Brings up Joe Torre now. And Joe drives that ball the opposite way in the right field. Ed comes on, takes it on a bounce, fires it back in there. So Joe's down at first with 1 out for McMillan. See if Mac can get something going here. He grounded out to Ken Boyer's first time up. And that's going to be a no, Joe Torre's not going to try to steal. So that's 1 strike on Mac. 1 pitch. And that's going to be a 2-1 pitch now. That's 2 balls, 1 strike on Mac. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Lillis up with it. Fires over to second. And that's 2 outs. Oh, that's a double play. Sorry. That's a double play. Yeah, gotta go back and redo that. They do get the double play. Didn't read that right. So Mac gets into the double play. The old 6-4-3 inning double play, folks. But the Braves score 1 on the Joe Adcock home run. Make it a 1-run game as we go to the 5th. Lillis, White, and Boyer due up here for the Cardinals. Here is the pitch to Bob. And he squares this one up, drives it into the right field. It drops in front of Hank. He fires it in. Lillis is aboard now for Mr. White. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. White goes down swinging. That's the first out here in the 5th. Brings up Ken Boyer now. Boyer is 1 for 2 and doubled. And he squares this one up again, folks. Ken's having a great game here. He hits that ball over first base. And Lillis is going to score on that ball. And just like that, the Red Cardinals get the run back, folks. Make it a 2-run game. It's now 4-2 with Boyer down at second for James. Here's Charlie. Charlie's 1 for 2. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Jones makes the catch. And Ken will stay put. Now 2 outs with a runner down at second. That'll bring up Don. Don's 0 for 2. He's grounded to the pitcher and grounded out the first. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Aaron's got it for out number 3. Cardinals, they had 1, take a 4-2 lead going into the 5th. We got Bob Henley, and then back to the top of the order. And Jones and Bolin due up here for the Braves. And Bob struck out his first time up. And that's what he does this time, folks. That's a big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Brings up Jones now with nobody on and 1 out. He walked his last time out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. Jackson's dealing now. 2 up and 2 down. See if Frank Bolin can get on board for the big boys here. Frank's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and the right. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Frank Bolin gets aboard, folks, with a base hit. That'll bring up Eddie. See if Eddie can do something here, get the Braves on the board in the 5th inning. Matthews is 0 for 2, flown out and popped up. He's not 0 for 2 anymore, folks. That's going to be a single in the right field. Frank's going to motor on down the third. So that brings up Henry, Hank, Aaron with first and third. 2 outs. Can he be the hero here, folks? Get the Braves back in this game. Oh, Hank is 0 for 1. He walked and flew out the left. Here's the pitch. And that's a ground ball down the short. Sorry, ground ball down the second. Javier's up with it, fires over the second, and that'll end the inning, folks. The Braves strand two. Go to the top of the sixth. It's still 4-2 Cardinals. Overa, Schaefer, and Jackson due up here in the sixth, the bottom part of the order. Ed's 1 for 2 on the season. And make that 3 for 2. That's a single in the left field rather. Ed's having a heck of a game here in his debut. He's down at first for Mr. Schaefer. See if the Braves can get a ground ball double play here. He's been hit by a pitch and popped up the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third, but not hit hard enough for Matthews to turn to. He'll fire over to first. Ed'll make it down the second with 1 out. Brings up Jackson. Jackson's already singled in this game, folks. So he's going to swing away, see if he can help his own cause. And he does, folks. He squares this ball up again. Bottom part of the order is doing some damage here against the Braves. And that ball's hit in the deep center field over Mac's head. He was playing shallow. And Jackson's off to the races, folks. And he's rounding second, headed for third because he's a brown-eyed, handsome man. And he makes it. Just like that, it's 5-3 Cardinals. With Jackson down at third, that'll make the Braves bring the infield in. Back to the top of the order. Oh, Javier's up now. He's 0 for 2s and walked. And that's not what the Braves want to see here, folks. That's a single in the right field. And Javier with a base hit down at first. I'll bring up Lillis. And a 1-1 count to Lillis. And Javier's off to the races, headed down the second. And he's going to make it, folks. Now it's a 2-1 count on Lillis. The runner down in scoring position now with only 1 out. So here's the 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. So Javier still down to second for Bill White. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's a base on balls. White trots on down to first and second now with 2 outs. Braves can't afford to give up any more, down by 4. Here's Ken Boyer. He's having a heck of a game. He's 2 for 3. And that's what the Braves needed. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. He'll fire over to Frank Bolin. And that'll end the inning. Cardinals add 2, and it's 6-2, folks. You got Adcock, Thomas, and Torrey due up here in the sixth. Joe's a perfect 2 for 2, a homer and a single. See what he can do this time, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Lillis at short. Fires over to first to get Joe for the first time today. 1 down. Brings up Frank Thomas now. See if Frank can get aboard here. That's a lazy fly ball in the left field. Charlie James comes in, makes the catch for out number 2. It's up to Joe Torre now to keep this inning alive. He's 1 for 2 today. And he's going going to stay hot. That's a single in the left field, just out of the reach of Willis. Joe Torre's aboard with 2 outs now. See if Mac can finally get his bat smoking a little bit. Mac's 0 for 2, grounded into a double play and grounded out the third. And that ball is hit down the second. Easy play for Javier. He'll throw over to first for the out. That'll end the inning, folks. We go to the top of the 7th. We got James, Tusky, and Schaefer due up here in the 7th. Trying to get Bob through this inning. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to James. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. Max got it. Fires over the first for out number 1. Tusky up now. Don's 0 for 3. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down here in the 7th. Here's the hot rookie here. His first game of the year. Adds 2 for 3, folks. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end this part of the inning. We go to the 7th inning stretch, folks. Score 6-2. I have a pitch hitter here for Bob, and then back to the top of the order in Jones and Bolin. And I think Al Spangler's going to come out here and pitch hit. Alrighty, Al's hitting .333 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a base on balls. Al gets on. Start this 7th inning. Al down at first for Jones. See if Jones can do something here today, folks. He's 0 for 2. He's walked and struck out his other 2 times up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Easy play for Don. That'll be out number 1. Here's Frank Bolin now. Frank now with 1 out and Al down at first. He's 1 for 3. And make that 2 for 4. That's a base hit in the right field. And that'll get Al down the 3rd. And the Braves are making some noise here in the 7th inning, folks. 1st and 3rd now for the big boys. First kind of trouble Larry's been in all game. He's due up 2nd. They like to see him get through this 7th inning also. Here's Eddie. He's 1 for 3. Can he get the Braves in this game? They're down by 4. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Can they turn 2? Over to Javier at 2nd. Over to 1st. But Eddie beats it out. A run will score. So it's a 6-3 ball game now. With Matthews down at 1st. And 2 outs for Henry, Hank, Aaron. Can Hank make this a 1-run ball game, folks? No, he doesn't, because that's a ground ball down to Javier. He tosses it over to 2nd, and that'll end the inning. Braves do get 1 and cut the lead in half to 6-3 as we go to the 8th inning. And now who's going to come in here to pitch for the Braves? You got a righty, a pitch hitter probably for Jackson, and a righty. So it's either going to be Raymond or Tony. Let's see what the Braves are going to do here. Braves don't have a lefty in the bullpen. All righties down there. Tony's been 3 days since he pitched, so Tony's going to come in here and pitch. Alrighty, first guy up is Schaefer, and then a pitch hitter for Jackson. Back to the top of the order. Here's the pitch to Schaefer, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Bolin. He's up with it, fires over the first for out number 1. And that'll be it for Larry. Pitched a fine game. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch hit. And I think Joe Cunningham's going to come out here and pitch hit for the Cardinals. There's Joe. Hey, legends. So Joe Cunningham's coming in here. Joe's batting 300, 302 on the year, folks. 1 out, nobody on. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Cunningham with a pitch hit base hit. It's the Cardinals started here in the 8th. Braves don't need that. They're already down by 3. Only 2 innings to try to get these runs back. Brings up Javier. He is 1 for 3 today. And that ball's solidly hit, folks. Hits that on the button. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. Home run. Only the 2nd home run of the year for Javier. And that just bust this game open. In the left field, he pulled that one down the line. Just made it over, but it counts. That makes it an 8-3 ball game. Tony does a job. Brings up Lillis now. And he's 2 for 4. Hey, Bernard. Oh, happy birthday, tell her, Bernard. Awesome. And here's the pitch to Lillis. Nobody on now with 1 out. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. That'll be out number 2. And it brings up Bill White. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. After the home run, Tony settles down. But the Cardinals score 2 on the home run by Javier, making an 8-3 ball game, folks. Let's see who they're going to bring in here to pitch. Here's the Braves. They got righties up. Yeah, got a bunch of righties coming up. And they're going to bring in, I think Bob Miller's going to come in here to pitch. Yep. So Bob's going to come in to pitch. He'll be facing Adcock, Thomas, and Torres here in the 8th. Let's see what the Braves can do here. Down by 5 now. Joe's having a good game. He's 2 for 3. And they don't want no parts of Joe. I don't know how smart that is with a 5-run lead. They walk him. Brings up Frank Thomas now. Frank's 1 for 3 with an RBI on the day. And that ball is high. That ball is back, and going, folks. Home run, Frank Thomas over the left center field fence. He got all of that one, folks. And the Braves get those 2 runs back. How costly was that home run, folks? Would have made it a 1-run game without those 2 runs in the 8th. Now it's an 8-5 ball game. Still nobody out though. That brings up Joe Torre now. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3 to Joe. Joe was trying to hit a 3-run homer, I think. Nobody on with that swing. Brings up McMillan. He's 0 for 3. And that's going to be a base hit. Mac gets on, folks. He's making some noise here in the 8th. So Mac down at first. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Tony. And I think Bob Boyd's going to come in here and pitch hit. Bring in another lefty to pitch hit. Okay, Bob's only hitting .364 in the year, folks. Not bad, huh? Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound, I think. Yes, it is. That's a ground ball back to the mound. Bob spins. He's going to fire down the second, get the lead runner. Now there's 2 outs for Jones with Bob down at first. Mac keep this inning going, folks. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. And that's going to be a base hit. Nice job. In the right field. And Bob will get down the third. We got first and third now for Mr. Frank Bolin. And on a 2-0 pitch, Jones takes off for second, folks. And he's in there safely. Now it's a 2-1 count on Frank Bolin with second and third now. Let's see what Frank can do here. 2-1 count. 2 outs. Jones down at second. Boyd down at third. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that is going to be a base on balls. Frank Bolin trots on down the first, and the bases are juiced for Eddie. Eddie Matthews is up here now against Bob Miller. Here's the pitch. Matthews 1 for 4 today. He could freaking get the Braves a lead here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch to Eddie. And that is a single over third base. Runners advance 2 bases, folks. So that's going to make this an 8-7 ball game. And just like that, the Braves are back in it. And here comes Henry Hank Aaron up. And on a 2-0 count, there goes Eddie Matthews heading down the second, trying to steal second. They're just running the heck out of Schaefer, folks. And he's in there on a 3-0 count now to Henry Hank Aaron. And I think that's what Bob's going to do. He's going to intentionally walk Hank now on a 3-0 pitch. So the bases are going to stay juiced for Joe Adcock, and that's going to be it for Miller. See who the Cardinals are going to go to now with Joe Adcock up. Braves have made it a one-run game here, folks. Let's see here. Miller can't get out of the 8th inning. And they're going to bring in McDowell to pitch to Joe Adcock here. All righty, bases are juiced. Joe Adcock up at the bat. Can he give the Braves a lead here, folks? 2 down. Bolin down at third. Matthews at second. Aaron at first. Joe's having a fine game. He's 2 for 3. And just like that, the Braves take the lead, folks. That is a drive into right field. And Matthews is going to score from second. Aaron's going to end up down at third. And just like that, the Braves have scored 6 in this 8th inning, folks. Sure. And it is first and third, and the Braves ain't done yet. With Joe Adcock down at first. Aaron down at third for Frank Thomas. Frank's having a heck of a game. He's 2 for 4 with a home run, folks. And it's a 9-8 ball game here. Can Frank give the Braves some insurance? Here's the pitch to Frank. And yes, he can, folks. The hitting machine just keeps on coming. That's a base hit in the left field. That'll score Aaron. And it's a 10-8 game, good buddy. Sure. First and second now for Joe Torres. Braves all of a sudden finding some 8th inning electricity here, folks. Joe's 2 for 4. Can he keep it up here, folks? No, he can't. That's a ground ball down to Ken Boyer. He's going to fire across the diamond to end this massacre of an inning for the Cardinals. But the Braves score 7 and take a 10-8 lead, folks. And Don's going to come in the game here and try to save this one for the Braves. This will be a heck of a comeback victory if the Braves can hold on here. Braves almost batted around here. Mac, I think, is going for his 23rd save. We'll look it up here. I think that's what he's going for. Yep, Don's going for his 23rd save of the year, folks. Let's see if he can get her done. He'll be facing Boyer, James, and Tusky here in the top of the 9th. Who would have thought it? 8-3 run lead going into the 8th inning. Here's the pitch to Ken Boyer. Ken's having a heck of a game. 2 doubles. He's 2 for 4. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 down here in the 9th. Here's Charlie. Charlie's 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs on the day. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 up and 2 down. Don's mowing them down, man. Can he strike out the side here in the 9th and put an exclamation point to this come from behind victory? And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out the side, folks. He was pumped. Well, nice job by the Braves. Take a look at this box score, folks. Braves with a come from behind victory. And the Cardinals snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory with a 5-run lead. Sure. Cardinals 8 runs on 12 hits and no errors. The Braves 10 runs on 14 hits and no errors. Like I say, the bottom part of that lineup did a great job for the Cardinals. So did the top. Javier 2 for 4, Lillis 2 for 5. Then down here, like I said, Ed 2 for 4 in his debut. The Larry Jackson, the pitcher, 2 for 3. Darn. And Larry with a triple, folks. Cardinals left 7 on. Frank Bolin and Eddie Matthews and Joe Adcock and Frank Thomas had hell of a games here, folks. Bolin 2 for 4. Matthews 2 for 5. Joe Adcock 3 for 4. Aaron went 0 for 3, folks, but he did walk twice and scored both times. Frank Thomas with a hell of a game, 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Him and Matthews. Look at that. The Braves were 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Poor Larry Jackson pitched a heck of a game to get a no decision. 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 4, and gave up a home run. Miller came in and just exploded. Could not get out of the inning. 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 7 runs, walked 3, struck out 1, and gave up the home run. McDowell came in and pitched a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits. Henley gets out of there without losing. Pitched 7 innings, not his best performance. 10 hits, 6 runs, walked 2, struck out 5. Tony comes in and gets lit up but gets the win. How about that? 1 inning, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, struck out 1, and gave up the home run, which I thought put the nail in the coffin. And Don comes in and strikes out the side, folks. It was unbelievable, wasn't it, Tim? Like I say, I thought for sure when Tony gave up that 2-run homer to Javier, that was the game. Let's do some fast play here in the National League. We got the Reds taking on the Cubbies in Chicago. The Reds come into this hot. They just beat the Braves 2 out of 3 and knocked the Braves out of first place. And the Reds are still hot. 8 runs on 18 hits and no errors. The Cubbies 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. And now the first place Giants traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Phils. Giants are a half a game up on the Braves. And the Phillies beat the Giants, and the Braves should be back in first place, I believe, folks. The Giants 2 runs on 7 hits and an error. Phillies 5 runs on 7 hits and an error. Oh, they're playing a doubleheader, so we could end up tied here if the Giants split this doubleheader. See if the Phils can sweep them. Put the Braves in the lead by a game. Yes, it was, Tim, wasn't it? And the Giants do get the split. Giants 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Phillies 1 run on 8 hits and no errors. And the last game here for July 28th is the Dodgers and the Pirates from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the Giants win. Dodgers lose. Dodgers left 14 runners on base, folks. 6 runs on 13 hits and no errors. And the Pirates 8 runs on 15 hits and 3 errors. Let's take a look at the standings because I think it's all tied up, folks, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Yes, it is. The Braves are percentage points ahead of the Giants, I believe. We'll look it up in the other one. But yeah, they're tied up. The Reds are 4.5 games back. Cardinals are 8 games back now. Dodgers 10.5. Cubbies 12. Pittsburgh Pirates 15. And the poor Philadelphia Phillies are 26 games back, folks. Clemente leading the league with a 350 batting average. Willie Mays 30 home runs. And Cepeda 91 RBIs. Warren Spahn's leading the league with a 2.72 ERA. Mike McCormick with 12 wins. And Don with his 23rd save of the year this day, folks. Let's take a look at the other standings that gives the percentage points. See who's actually in the lead here. Yep, the Braves are percentage points ahead, 600 compared to 596, folks. Alrighty, let's see. I think the next games are double hitters. It might be on the 29th. Let's take a look here. No double hitters on the 29th. Must be the 30th is the double hitters. So we're going to have the Orioles and the Yankees, and then these Cardinals and the Braves again. We got the chairman of the board going up against Hoyt Wilhelm for the Orioles, his rare start. Alrighty, I want to thank Tim D for stopping by. Check out Legends Sports Universe channel, folks. He's doing a lot of great things over there. He's doing baseball right now. Bernard Strom, check out his channel. He just did a 1967 replay. Boston Red Sox just clinched the American League pennant, folks. Check out that game he did earlier today. I believe that's everybody. Alrighty, folks. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell, and on your way out of Milwaukee, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great afternoon and take care. Oh, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. And you're welcome, bud. Like I say, everybody, take care and have a good one.